Welcome back to OPTCG Central, your hub for all things One Piece card game related. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. It really helps us bring you more One Piece TCG matches and more.
With the leader effect is really good at being able to have that draw power, that EBO2 VV.
Absolutely love it. Looks like we're off. We've got one Don from 4 there who is going to be playing on the Luffy. Puts a Don out, passes straight over, and we are over to Zoro and Sanji, who puts 2 Don and just passes straight back over. In a minute, someone's going to play a card Taj. I can feel it.
Yeah, I feel a card coming, yeah, and we do get just a straight swing with the Luffy leader. So there is definitely going to be something played here. And there it is. We see a Gear 2 coming down now. Being able to ramp. And now that's exactly what a Monkey D. Luffy player wants to do. It's all about ramping and getting to that 10 Don turn as quickly as you can.
Well, this is what you're saying, you know, that leader skill doesn't kick in until you've got 8 Don on the field. You've got those big cards coming at the end. You need to get there. Ramping is important. 4 Don for our Zoro and Sanji player here. And we do finally actually see a card hitting the board. It is Gyukimaru here, which is a card we've seen coming out more and more lately.
Yeah, absolutely. It's protected from a KO removal by effects. And when attacking, if you got 3 or more given Don cards, you get to rest one of your opponent's characters at base cost of 6 or less. Really powerful. That 6 cost is such an important number as well.
Well, we see just a swing from the leader, already down to 2 life. And then we see, it looks like Nami. It's not Nami. It is, in fact, the Bonkore Bentham from EBO1. And oh, look, what does it do? It ramps more Don. Seriously, blue-purple Luffy likes ramping Don.
Absolutely does. The purple side of that deck does give it that effect. And as we say, we're pretty much on curve as far as our Don acceleration is concerned. And that Bonkore definitely gives you good value with that standing Don, allowing you to utilize potentially an event to protect yourself as well. So still on 3 life, in a very good position with 7 Don now on the board.
And you're getting very close to using that skill that searches out a Straw Hat every turn, but it doesn't just search, it also allows you to stack the top of your deck or get cards out the way onto the bottom of your deck, so you're going to be more consistent. You can hit things like that big Sanji, who's going to come in and play another character for free. Those are going to end up hitting because of that Luffy skill as well. Now, we do see the Secret Rare Luffy coming down there, so that is on the board. That's going to activate some Don.
Yeah, absolutely. It gets you to activate 4 Don.
But
you can't play characters at base cost of 5 or more after you play that with the 4 Don available. But still does allow you to play things like that Tashigi, which gives you protection to your characters on the board.
And that protection's great. Luffy's got double attack, which I still think should be called double damage, but we can argue about that another time. You want to keep Luffy there to be the big beat stick. Tashigi is there to give that protection, stop it being removed by effects. Looks like we got a swing coming in from that Bonkore Bentham here.
Yeah, so it's going to obviously mimic that base power of that Luffy. So 7k swing coming in.
But counter with the Kawamatsu and the Vanderdecken. One of the cool things we see in this Fishman, this little Fishman package we see in these decks, a lot of them do have 2k counter, like Kawamatsu, who is literally just there because it's a 2k counter Fishman. Simple as that.
Absolutely. So, what is going to be the next action here from our blue-purple Luffy player? Looking at what's out there, got plenty of Don to be able to play with here, but how are you going to start this one off?
We've gotten to that point now where you got a lot of Don. So that is the point where we want to see these big characters starting to hit the field. Things like your Sanji, your Mihawk, your Luffy, these things which are going to completely go and swing the game in your favor.
Yeah, starting off, I think, with an Atama here by resting the one Don. Yeah, and it is Atama coming out now.
Okay, that's a nice little start. You get to draw 2, trash 1 on play. It only works if you've got 3 or less life. But Luffy always has 3 or less life. So we're good. We see that Sanji getting trashed. And then our hand is hopefully a little bit more like we wanted it to be.
Yeah, absolutely. That Armor got really good synergy with, obviously, Ace. Because of her relationship with Ace. And obviously with Luffy as well. As we saw in 1-0.
You could say it's to die for. Which, of course, is that event card. You get to add a Don active. And then you get to add a Don card active if your opponent's got a 6k character. Do we have one?
We do indeed.
Yeah, we do. So that is, I mean, that is quite ridiculous for free cost.
Yeah. We have got our Zoro and Sanji player now down to 1 life. He does need to do something here.
And
Like
it's
we
been
said.
all leader swings.
Yeah.
Well, no, there was one Boncray Bentham.
Yeah.
But it's mostly just been big swings with the leader. Do you need some more defense here from Sven?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what can be done here? You've got a couple of potential swings. So we are going to swing, first of all, 7 into leader.
Bearing in mind we have the double attacks. If this goes through, both of those remaining life will be taken. You have to get around that. And the good news is we can get around it while resting down the Kawamatsu. Not the Kawamatsu, sorry, Kyukimaru.
Yeah, no, that slow beam sword was such a good sort of counter card when we have Blackbeard around and the big 10 cost. And we're seeing it being used to good effect here as well, to be able to nullify another attack as well as give some defense there for our blue purple Luffy player.
Yeah, not only do you stop the double attack with Luffy, you also get to rest down another attacker who's going to be coming out in the not too distant future. Now, there's a bunch of Don being eyed up by Sven here, our Zoro and Sanji player. What are we going to be using it for? Oh, it's another one of those double attack OP13 secret rare Luffy cards. Remembering, of course, that does activate 4 Don on play. So now, and you can't play big characters, fine, but you have a bunch of other stuff that is absolutely going to be available.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, do you have something like a Koshiro to be able to play out and
we
give you
do
some
have
defense?
a Vivi.
So yeah, Vivi to start off with.
Draw a couple of cards, that'll do. This is the card that when it was released, I said it was amazing and everyone told me I was wrong. And it took a while, but it's finally finding its place in the meta. That makes me happy. Leader swing.
Yeah, going into the Bond clay there, which is definitely going to go. This is only 1,000 power when it is defending an attack. And then still got that 2 Don open, just deciding what to do here now.
Quite a handful of cards as well. I can't make out everything that's in there, but there is a lot of stuff there. Now we see a swing with the Luffy.
Yes, yet again.
And it's got double attack. Now chooses to take it and gets reminded by Sven, don't forget, Luffy's got double attack. That's going to take away 2 life. There's that Koshiro you were asking for there, Taj.
Yep. Very, very well played there. You know, the sequencing was amazingly well. Playing that Vivi, bouncing it back into hand, being able to swing with that Luffy again as well. Absolutely stunning. And that's what, you know, you're utilizing this leader's effect there. When attacking once per turn, you may return one of your characters with a cost or 2 or more to your owner's hand. Set up to one of your characters 7,000 power or more or less as active. And using that Luffy to be restood again and being able to swing with it has proven such good value.
Well, you bounce the Vivi back, which you want so you can use it as draw power in future, and then you activate the Luffy that's got double attack to take away the final 2 life. And, I mean, Sven has just out of nowhere gotten Thor down to 0 cards in the life. And now, if one swing can get through, and they've got the Koshiro down as a blocker, they've got the Tashigi down for a little bit of protection, and there isn't much in the way of characters on 4 sides of the board there. They've done a lot of their work so far with that Luffy.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, you know, you're not going to see too many rush characters coming in here. There is 1 life standing. There is a blocker on board as well. So Sven's pretty comfortable here in this particular turn, I think, and it's going to be...
We do have OP11 Luffy, which can come in with rush as an 8k. It's an option.
But you're not going to see that Atama really attacking if you do see that Luffy being played out. So technically, you're going to see 2 attacks potentially coming through from
one of them
the best.
So, one of them's blocked straight off the bat.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
that blocker's going to get rid of one of them without even trying. You've got quite a lot of cards in hand, so there's going to be some options for countering as well.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, Vanderdecken and Mihawk are coming down to counter the Luffy leader swing.
There you go.
Oh, we do see a Nami hit the board here. Now, that is a blocker.
Yep.
Also lets you draw 3 trash 2, which is kind of nuts. Well, not trash 2, sorry. Put 2 to the top or bottom of your deck. So, again, can stack a little bit here.
Yeah.
But importantly, it's a blocker on the board.
And yeah, it was good using that Nami because there's no knowledge from Sven because it was searched out using the leader ability at the beginning of the turn. But at the same time, Thor knows that blocker can't be removed with Tashigi on the board. It just means there's no way to deal with that blocker. So you have to try and sort of establish something on the board while getting a blocker and keeping Dono potentially open for counter events as well.
But that's it. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
But no, and you point out very nicely there, that combination of Koshiro and Tashigi. Koshiro's a blocker, and what you want to do in One Piece a lot of the time is remove those blockers to open up your attack. But Tashigi stops the removal, so you can't remove the blocker, so it is actually going to block an attack. But we saw Sven actually countering last turn, going, no. I'm keeping my blocker for when I really need it.
Yeah, absolutely. Having that combo Tashigi and the blocker out definitely does give you that protection as well. So let's see now what Sven's going to be able to do here. We do have, obviously, the Tendon fully available now. Starts off...
2 on the Gyukimaru.
Yep, going to start swinging here. And don't forget, you know, this color combination and these Wings of the Captain do have the ability to play Hody Jones as well if he is available. So...
They can play Hody Jones. We see Judgment of Hell coming down here to get the minus 3k, but that is on 2 characters. I believe that was what just happened.
Yep, so Nami is arrested.
Okay, here we go. I was waiting for them to put the counters down. 1 on Gyukimaru, but it is 2 leader or characters. One of those double attack Luffy. Kind of had to be.
Yeah.
He's pretty beefy.
Yeah, you did have to make sure that you did that. But at the end of the day, those Luffys now, obviously with 0 life, double attack doesn't really mean anything.
No, they've just got decent stats.
But the stats on them are the best that are on the board, so you had to deal with that. So definitely the one to do the minus 3,000 on. So our other Luffy swinging for 7. We are burning another event here.
Oh,
Gum Giant.
Stop me if you've seen that card before.
Oh my gosh, how often have I seen that save games? And sometimes when you draw the 2 cards, those cards can sometimes even find you another Gum Giant, which can be so painful if you're a player playing against that deck and they've literally got 0 cards in hand and then suddenly get another Giant off that. But yeah, managing to counter out of these attacks now.
Looks, it's going quite nicely. Have we just beefed up the Luffy with the lead? I think we just bounced the Luffy to beef up the other Luffy with the leader attack.
We did indeed.
So now that's going to be a little bit beefier, which is going to be, like I say, if one attack gets through, Nami is rested down now.
Yeah.
So I believe it was Gyukimaru did that.
Yep.
So that means that there's no blocker or anything like that. Now you've got a handful of cards, but you have to counter.
Yeah, and you've only got 1 Don open here. So yeah, potential for a Gum Giant, if that is available, which, Sven's going to have to sort of work around and then think about how many counters are they going to have. There's a lot of 2k counters that potentially could be in hand. So Sven's going to be like, do I try and go for game here, or do I try and squeeze out another turn? Because I've got Thor down to 0 life now. I can press the next turn. If I find the right pieces, it could make it a lot easier as well. So let's see.
Now, did we just go and grab Vivi with Perona?
Not too sure which card we did get there.
Looked like a Perona, but Perona's not a slash character, so I might have misseen that.
Yeah.
Because I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure Perona's not a slash character. Vivi's not a slash character. But we'll carry on. We've got ourselves a bunch of options here. We got 1 blocker, and you got to think: is your opponent going to go through a life and then swing for game next turn? Right now, they've got 2 viable attackers, and you've got a blocker. So maybe you can turn a Tama into an attacker as well, but that's going to be a lot of effort. Oh, it's Gum Giant getting rid of that Luffy swing. It's going to take a little bit more than that, but that's okay.
Yep, so another 2 cards in hand. At least another one of them was 2k counter coming from that Sanji as well.
Okay, so it does look like we're not ending out the game. Yeah, we are passing back over to Thor here.
Yep.
And look, you didn't win the game, but you did get rid of a bunch of options for your opponent. You at least whittled down their hand a bit.
Yep.
And with your hand, you've got open Don, you've got a blocker. You should be able to survive this turn, right?
Yeah, I think so. So we're starting off with...
Oh, I think they went to Gyukimaru there, which
did
I
indeed.
love, because you know they're going to use Gyukimaru to rest down Nami next turn.
Yeah, exactly. So, plays another Nami down just to have another blocker on the board now as well.
Oh, I do like this. Gyukimaru can only get one of the Nami's rested, not both of them.
So...
and then passes over.
Yeah, do you have the events in hand? 2 Don open. There was a lot of Don minusing going on last turn, so Thor is just down to 2 Don open.
Does feel like they're kind of hanging on like a cat on a screen door right now, but can they use this to stabilize and win next turn or the turn after? Right now, we have got some big attacks coming. Both the Luffy are quite big. You've got your leader swing. You've got potentially Tashigi, who doesn't take much boosting up to become a viable attacker.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then there is always a chance that you can maybe play another blocker or something like that.
Yeah, it's always awkward against a 6k leader as well, though, isn't it? It's trying to make sure that you get those numbers just right. So let's see how we start off. So we are...
It's like a tentative swing.
Yeah, so we are starting off there, as you can see. Resting the Nami down. How are you going to counter out this one? So just a 2k Usohachi being utilized to counter out of that attack.
Okay, that'll do for the time being. That'll save that. But you have gotten rid of a blocker, not for good, but for the turn. There is one less blocker available to use. Now we see another tentative swing. When I say tentative swing, I mean we're not really doing very much. We are just going a 6k swing. We're letting him counter it easily. Looks like it's going to be a... Well, he was eyeing up playing gear 2 there.
We're going to arrest the Nami here as well, because we just saw the blocker being picked up there.
Yeah, we did.
He's standing.
Okay, so no blockers available now. We have picked up that Koshiro for the time being.
Yep.
In order to boost up the Luffy. So I would like to see that go back down if you don't win the game this turn.
Yeah.
If you do, you don't need a blocker. You're fine.
Yeah, and this is what I really hate about playing against Blue Purple Luffy personally, is that 2-Dawn up, cards in hand, it's really difficult to sort of formulate, well, how many of those are events in hand? How many of those are counters? What do I really need to do the maths right to be able to swing? Because if I swing too low, they're going to use counter cards from hand and keep that 2-Dawn open for events and potentially be able to survive even more swings. So you've got to do the right maths here to be able to get these swings to get through.
And a lot of the time, that is the difference between winning and losing, is getting the maths on those swings exactly right. And a lot of the time, you don't know. You're just playing the odds because you don't know exactly what's in your opponent's hand. If you did, it would make the maths an awful lot easier.
Absolutely. And as against a 6k leader, that just having to commit that extra Dawn can be so awkward. So starting off with a 6k swing again now.
To be clear, they should know that there is a Gear 2 in hand or a Gum Gum Giant, because we saw them turn a Dawn and then change their mind.
Yeah, so that Gear 2 was used there for that 6k swing. We're now seeing a 9k swing come into life.
Ooh.
9 into 3, another Gum Gum Giant. So we will not be able to activate that leader ability next turn, I do not believe, because we lost another Dawn. So let's have a look now.
But it's not just the counter, it's the draws from the Gum Gum Giant. It is filling up Theo's hand so nicely here that they're able to just constantly have options. It feels like they're just not going down in hand size despite all this countering.
Yeah, 5 cards in hand, 0 Dawn open now, swinging heavily. We are going 10 Dawn, and it is game! The wings of the captain beat the leader.
There was not enough. You have a look at the hand there splayed out. We've got a couple of events, those Thunder Magura, but they're not going to be enough because they haven't got the Dawn open to use.